Yeah, you sure did. I'm going to change the order a little bit because I want to stick in the SEC. The great thing about this weekend was I think the two most hyped games heading into the weekend featured the top four teams in the SEC playing each other. And I think the top four teams in the SEC are the best four, the best group of four in any conference in college basketball. So, Fence, I'm going to go to you on this one.
Yeah.
Kentucky loses 75-73 at Arkansas. They get Sahvir Wheeler back. They get Ty Washington back. Those two played a combined 64 minutes and shot a combined 8 for 25 from the floor. Is Kentucky fraudulent?
No, come on. Are you kidding me? Arkansas showed that they could make the Final Four. Yes. Yes, Hogs. Woo Pig Suey. The Razorbacks could make it to New Orleans. I hope they do because I think Mama Hog could cock back and cold cut Jeff Goodman in New Orleans. That being said, it's all in good fun.
Cold cut or cold cock? Like isn't it cold cock? Like cold.
I was hungry. Hungry.
Cold cut.
No.
Okay, you're right.
She's gonna smack him. She's gonna smack him in the face with a piece of ham. That's what it's gonna do.
Smack Goodman with a hoagie.
Yeah, I mean, I think JD Note was the best guard on the floor in this game. He's one of the best 5 guards in the country right now.
Yeah.
Look, Arkansas defense, Eric Musselman's team's defense. There might not be a better program builder in the sport at the moment than what Eric Musselman is doing, no matter where he goes. He's building things. Now, earlier in this season, there were doubts around that. But to answer your question, you asked me if Kentucky's a fraud. If I believe Arkansas could make the Final Four, I'm not going to penalize Kentucky for losing by 2 on Arkansas's court. Oscar Tshiebwe, nobody's got a formula for that man, still as we stand. So you're telling me that and you guys are not telling me, but if somebody said this, Kentucky's on upset alert early in the tournament, I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so. Because Tshiebwe is such a dominant force. I don't know how the littler guys, meaning, not just the double-digit seats, I'm talking 8-9. I don't know how you handle all that. Because if Kentucky has any semblance of perimeter shooting off of the work that Tshiebwe does, it's curtains. Good night. On this day, they shot 4 for 15 from 3. I thought Arkansas's perimeter defense, guys, was as good as I've seen against Kentucky all season long. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
They shut the water off for Kellen Grady. They shut him off.
They did.
He got 3 shots off. He didn't make a shot until I think there was like 2 minutes left. He hit that shot in the corner, said something to the fans behind him.
That's it.
How big is that, T.O.? Is that the secret now? Shut off Kellen Grady. Don't let him get going. Play off Sahvir Wheeler. Let Oscar Tshiebwe beat you with 2s.
Hey, Ty Washington was 3-12. Is that going to happen all that often? I mean,
I don't
5
think
of 13 for Sahvir Wheeler. It's not going to happen all that often. And either one of those guys started. I think this Kentucky team's about as for real as it gets. And I had my doubts at the beginning of the year because you had a different level of kid coming in there. These weren't all these 5-star McDonald's All-Americans, but Coach Cal, give him credit. He's figured it out. He's got a bunch of really, really good college players, and Oscar Tshiebwe is tough as hell. He is so good on the glass. It's like insane. I can't remember the last guy that just dominated like that. Now I know Kofi Coburn and all that stuff, but like how many guys have been able to get 30 and 18 in a top 10 matchup consistently? Every time they match up with somebody big time, like he is like 30 and 20. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, look, you go on the road and you lose by 2 or 5 or whatever. It was basically that this was a 1-possession game. You lose a 1-possession game in Bud Walton Arena to a team that has won 13 of the last 14 and beaten Auburn, Tennessee, and Kentucky in that building. There's no shame in that. It's what happens.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like I agree with Fanta. Like Arkansas is a Final Four contender. Why? They're so big and strong around the perimeter. We said at the beginning of the season, and then we kind of fell off the wagon whenever they went through their little rut during Christmas break. Weirdly enough. Have you seen, like, outside of Christmas break, Arkansas is 22-1. When students are on campus, they're 22-1. Is that not nuts? Is there some kind of correlation there? Do they need to go to English Comp 2? Like, what is the deal? I don't understand that.
The issue was a lot more. There was some infighting over whose team it was. And now that we realize that this is JD Notae's team, and everybody seems to kind of be on board with the fact that this is JD Notae's team, we've seen them take off. And
Chris Lykes only played 6 minutes. If you would have asked me if that was going to be the thing, like I would have seriously doubted that.
Oh, we called him a major get. We called him a major get in the offseason. And no, this is JD Notae's team. This team has a better chance of getting to New Orleans than they do losing the first weekend.
Yeah. JD and JD Notae. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tio.
Putting Adesanya at the 2. Man, you are big, you're physical, you're switchable. And then Jalen Williams kind of sets it off because he's got that size at 6'10", 240 that can guard opposing fives. Like they're good. And here's my thing towards the tournament. And you guys probably heard me say this a billion times, but like if you have somebody you can put the ball in his hands to go make a play, that's a huge advantage. Bingo. A huge advantage in the tournament because you're so well scouted. And then if you're big, physical, and switchable, huge advantage because the referees swallow their whistle because you got to get games going. And then if you have a 5-man that can compete, Arkansas has all those things.
Now, briefly with Kentucky here, I want to tee you both up. So, if you could talk about Wendell Green, we got to talk about this. I mean, Ty Washington went 3 for 12 in this game in 35 minutes.
To me, that says a lot more about the fact that he's coming off of an injury, hasn't played in a couple of weeks, and is getting thrown into a matchup like that against the best defensive team in the conference on the road in the toughest environment to play after not playing for however long he wasn't playing for, not practice. Like to me, it's just okay. Look, that's a free square, right? You lose this game, like whatever. To me, it's a free square.
If I don't ask the question, I don't get that answer.
Yeah, no, I mean it's worth mentioning. I'm far more concerned with Severe Wheeler at the point because of his inability to shoot and the fact that you don't have to guard him than I am with anything Ty Washington. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. Last point I'll make. JD Notae, Johnny Davis, the two guys that I can see throwing a team on their back and going full Kemba Walker and carrying somebody to the final.
Yep.
Those are the two dudes that I think can get it done.